Hey, I'm Cindy, and this is the Happy Chase. This is a place that I created for us women over 60 to talk about this beautiful, messy latter phase of our life. A part we all walk through, yet no one prepares us for. Today, we're talking about how complementing our Social Security income as so over 60 women isn't as difficult as you may think. All right, so if you've been collecting Social Security, and you're thinking, I could definitely use a few extra bucks along the way just to kind of keep what I like doing going and going to activities and getting out in the community, I have some great tips for you. In fact, I'm at one right now. This isn't my usual background. I am actually house slash pet sitting, and I actually got to enjoy that view this morning with my coffee. That's something that I don't have. My background's generally a little quieter, um, but being remote, we're just going to go with it, and I hope it all works for you. So, this gig is actually something that has come about, and it's actually word of mouth. And a coworker had said to me that he was going away in October, and he uses a woman, doesn't, she boards dogs, but she doesn't actually have a company. It's just all word of mouth. That is a great option. What she does is she has an extra bedroom and she turns that into the dog oasis, right? The dog vacation spot. And the dogs come to her and she walks them in her own neighborhood. She takes care of her own house and cares for the dog. And he said the dogs come home so incredibly happy. This is a great option. The second option to pet sitting, house sitting, is what I'm doing right now. So there's been a lot of people through the house because they're gone for a couple weeks, and there's an enormous list of stuff that we should be reviewing and make sure we know what's going on with the house, the electronics, devices, and of course the pets. So one thing to know is when you take on a gig that includes you going to someone's house, keep in mind the pricing. The beauty of us offering ourselves out as not a company is we don't have the overhead, all of that that just kind of inflates that pricing. So keep that in mind. You know, do you really need $100 a night? Probably not. Because what I have found is by going remote and taking care of someone's house, keeping an eye on things and taking care of their pets, it's actually a little getaway for us. It's getting us out of that routine that we're like cemented into. And it gives us a little vacation as well. Just like that view and my morning coffee, right? That's something that I don't have at home. And I took advantage of that. And it just kind of brings on this whole steadiness. So changing up what you do is wonderful. In fact, they had a kind of an outdoor gym setup, and I used that. And I found a rowing machine that I want to get. This is to keep active in our retirement years. You know, I typically walk 7 to 10,000 steps a day. That won't happen, right? If you're not working. So this way here, you create a routine. And these are all the bonuses of working out of the house and going overnight somewhere to pet sit. So you're earning that little bit of cash, but you're not doing it as a company, you're doing it as a word of mouth reference. So you're not earning as much, and that's perfectly fine because you want to stay competitive. This has been an awesome experience. So get the word of mouth out. And, whether you have followers on Facebook, some friends, some family, and get that word of mouth out. And then you're going to see. So, another great resource for a little bit of extra cash. And it's just a lot of fun. And it gives you what you're looking for. It gives you purpose. It gives you that social element, and that is your local markets. I actually went with a friend who was selling plants, and I helped her set it up so it was very inviting, um, because you want people to step in and engage with you. And that's key to this setting up your local market. It's just not a tent. You need to create that ambiance and get them into your space so you can start interacting. And I'm telling you, we had the best interactions all day long. And some of the conversations were ridiculous and some pretty serious about plants and trying to keep them alive. So that is whatever you do that you can bring to the market. It could be, you during COVID you learned how to knit and you make these little trinkets that you can attach a hook to so it can go on a backpack or something, and you want to sell those, and then you can expand on it. Something I was thinking of doing was a company that I did have previously, like 10 years ago, and it was a snack company. And I have a local provider, and it was a wholesale opportunity. And then I just repackage it. And that's perfectly legit to do. And healthy snacks, sports related snacks. So right now, this is August, so right now would be the opportunity, as that door opens, to get into the sports season coming up because NFL is pretty big. So those are opportunities, whatever interests you, whatever hobbies you have, that you can take there. Things I did see through the market was wood burning. People would wood burn scenes, logos. I also saw um, signage. So people hand paint signs. You could do that by using pallets. Cut up some pallets and then hand paint your signs and send them out there. I have porch signs that I just absolutely adore. So, I mean, people like signage. They put it in their homes. They put it at their front doors. I mean, so all those opportunities are there for you to grab onto. You just have to figure out, what do I enjoy doing? And what do I want to turn it into? A little bit of income and then just run with it. So if you're thinking, well, I don't really want to load up my car every weekend with all of my products and my staging for my tent space, I would rather have people come to me. And if that's your gig, that's what you want to do, there's opportunities for that too. Because I know someone that actually fills enormous gap. People today have zero time. They don't know how to manage their time. They're overloaded, especially young families, right? You got kids going here, there, and everywhere, and they work full time, both parents, and they just can't manage that time. So you can fill a gap, and it can be various ways to fill that gap. This person I know fills the gap by offering a laundry service, total word of mouth. And it's on the town's Facebook community page. And that's where they post it. And that's a perfect opportunity for you to post it there and just say, hey, this is the service I'm offering. And before you know it, you're going to start getting some responses and you'll start getting some gigs. They bring the laundry to you and they come and pick it up. You just have to provide the service of cleaning it and folding it. So, um, and that's some pretty decent cash right there. And the thing is, you're filling a gap that people need. And that's the thing. If you can figure out a gap, this is somebody's problem and you're filling that, you're going to do really well within your own community and have them come to you, not you outsourcing it somewhere else. All right, so let me ask you something. Have you had this life-changing event where all of a sudden, after 30, 40, 50 years of having purpose and doing for others, solving others' problems, and constantly on the go, and all of a sudden it just stops? That's typically what happens. So you're not alone. So what I'd like you to do is drop it in the comments and tell us what your biggest struggle has been since this life-changing event. Because the next slide, I'm going to talk about how you can pull yourself out of that and find your purpose. All right, so if you've had that life-changing event, you may have taken some time off just to kind of decompress all of those years of putting out fires You just wanted to like remove yourself from it. And that's perfectly fine. But then you get to a point where you're sitting there in the quiet saying to yourself, what is my purpose? Well, what I have found is your community has the answer. And I'm going to use that same community event where I helped a friend with the plant sale. Typically, most community events, they do have one organizer. And you can say to that organizer, I'm kind of new to this game and I need to meet people that can help me, offer more and give them the purpose that they need. And then in essence, you are finding purpose there. So going to every possible event that's out there, you don't have to go to every one, but pick and choose and then show up, even if it's 50% of yourself. Introverts have a problem showing up and getting out there, but having that one resource can actually smooth the ground. That gravel pavement, that walk pathway, all of a sudden becomes a smooth landing for you. And that person's going to introduce you to people that's going to help you figure out ideas, help you figure out ways to interject yourself into the community. And before you know it, you have exploded into what's local. And your local community can help you get all the way to where you need to go. So getting out there helps you find your purpose. You're the one that gets to decide, right? This isn't, we are the new kids on the block, but you get to decide what gets to stay in your life and what you can let go. So if you try something and you're just like, this isn't me, let it go. But if you try something and you're having fun at it and you're enjoying the people that you're with, that's your gig right there. So does this sound more like you? You don't really want to do the whole community, I'm out there thing in your life. Yes, you'll go to a few events, but you don't want to really inject yourself there. You can use those same events as opportunities because getting out there in the community, they find out who you are, what you used to do, and then you can say, you know what, I'm thinking of offering digital products. And that gets you back into your own realm and do what you're good at. So myself, I'm in environmental health and safety, and I go to a community event and I talk to people and find out, hey, I have this small company, but I really don't have a safety program. Well, I'm your answer, right? I can give you digital product. I can create it for you. I can just email it to you and then you get paid. And again, marginally. Think marginally. You don't, it's a digital product, first of all, but you don't have to account for overhead. So you don't want to overprice your digital products, but you want to give them the service that they're lacking, right? And perhaps it's a service they really, really need. And in the case of safety, absolutely they do need that. They have to stay in compliance and you're going to make them go there. So whatever your past life was, if you want to keep working with that because you were super good at it, this is a resource that you can tap into. And I highly suggest you at least explore this because there is quite a bit of money that you can make. And like I said, keep your number low enough so that small guy can afford to stay in compliance and give his employees what they're looking for. So you can also take that same platform online. And there's actually a site called Substack. And you can set up an account. You can start creating newsletters. And you have to, this is like a subscription base. So you could charge $5 a month for your newsletter every month. It's evergreen income. And then you can attach digitals to it. You can attach videos to it. However you want your Substack channel to look, that's how it's going to be. However you want to create it. You can blow it up and make it all that you want, or you can keep it really small. That's entirely up to you. But this definitely is a way to earn income, and it's actually gaining a lot of traction. So I suggest that you look into that, and I'll drop it into my description, the link to Substack, and you can check it out yourself. So if you are looking for ways to complement your Social Security income. There's a multitude of things you could do. And I hope these few that I've given you have kind of energized you to actually start exploring because the opportunities are there. And if you've gotten anything from this video, even just a nugget of aha, right? That's your moment. Hit that subscribe button and like and share it. Share it with someone that could actually benefit by seeing all of these ideas and lighten up their light bulb, right? So until the next one, just keep learning, find your purpose, and be happy.